The Seth Material. Part 4.
In the fourth part, Seth explains what can be thought of as the multiverse, the infinite probable realities, and the nature of time. Such concepts are counterintuitive, but once understood, can change the way we live. The ego has its purpose and its limitations. Then, the ego chooses to experience one single event from infinite probable ones, and when it occurs, the event becomes existent in your physical reality. Another portion of the whole self can and does experience events in an entirely different fashion than the ego does. It is aware of all other probable events that could have been experienced by the ego. This other portion explores the alternative events in the same amount of physical time that it takes the ego to experience its chosen event. These other probable events become just as real within other dimensions. There are infinite systems of reality or probable universes, and they all are as real as your physical system. You don't perceive them because you are not focused on them. Using the physical senses, you can never perceive these other systems, but probable events are events whether or not you perceive them. In dreams, portions of probable events are experienced in a semi-conscious manner. Advanced training in the use of the inner senses can also lead to exploration of these systems. In the other systems of reality, each of us has other selves. They're not identical selves or twins, but other parts of our whole entity, developing abilities in a different way than we are here. Each of these selves experiences time in its own manner, according to the nature of its perceptions. Their various realities merge in the overall perceptions of the whole self. There is a constant subconscious interchange of information between all these layers of the whole self. Ultimately, the inner ego tries to bring about comprehension by each of these selves about the other simultaneous selves. Until the whole self is able to perceive its own parts simultaneously, these seemingly separate selves appear, to themselves, isolated and alone. What is the nature of time? Time is an illusion caused by your own physical senses. They force you to perceive action in certain terms, but this is not the nature of action. The apparent boundaries between past, present, and future are only illusions caused by the amount of action you can physically perceive. And so it seems to you that one moment exists and is gone forever, and the next moment comes and, like the one before, also disappears. In fact, everything in the universe exists at one time simultaneously. The first words ever spoken still ring through the universe, and, in your terms, the last words ever spoken have already been said. Past, present, and future only appear to those who exist within three-dimensional reality. The past exists as a series of electromagnetic connections held in the physical brain and in the non-physical mind. These electromagnetic connections can be changed. The future consists of a series of electromagnetic connections in the mind and brain also. In other words, the past and present are real to the same extent. You take it for granted that present action can change the future, but present actions can also change the past. The past is no more objective or independent from the perceiver than is the present. The electromagnetic connections were largely made by the individual perceiver. The connection can be changed, and such changes are far from uncommon. These changes happen spontaneously on a subconscious basis. The past is seldom what you remember it to be, for you have already rearranged it from the instant of any given event. The past is being constantly recreated by each individual as attitudes and associations change. This is an actual recreation, not a symbolic one. The child is still within the man, but he is not the child that was, for even the child within the man constantly changes. Difficulties arise when such alterations do not occur automatically. Severe neurosis is often caused because an individual has not changed his past. A change of attitude, a new association, or any of innumerable other actions will automatically set up new electromagnetic connections and break others. Every action changes every other action. Therefore, every action in your present affects actions you call past. It is possible to react in the past to an event that has not occurred, and to be influenced by your own future. It is also possible for an individual to react in the past to an event in the future, which in your terms may never occur. Because past, present, and future exist simultaneously, there is no reason why you cannot react to an event, whether or not it happens to fall within the small field of reality in which you usually observe and participate. On a subconscious level, you react to many events that have not yet occurred, as far as your ego's awareness is concerned. Such reactions are carefully screened out and not admitted to consciousness. The ego finds such instances distracting and annoying, and when forced to admit their validity, will resort to the most far-fetched rationalizations to explain them. Pay attention. No event is predestined. Any given event can be changed not only before and during, but also after its occurrence. The individual is hardly at the mercy of past events, for he changes them constantly. He is hardly at the mercy of future events, for he changes these not only before but after their happening. Remember, your future actions are not dependent upon a concrete finished past, for such a past never existed. The past is as real as the future. There is a part of you that is not locked within physical reality, and that part of you knows that there is only an eternal now. This part of you is the whole self, your inner plus your outer ego, all that you are, from within this framework. You will see that physical time is as dreamlike as you once thought inner time was. You will discover your whole self, peeping inward and outward simultaneously, and find that all time is one time, and all divisions are illusions. I hope you liked it. See you next week with the last part of the videos about the Seth Material. Thank you.